Hi guys, so we'll be solving an O-level past paper question from the year 2015. The session is May-June. This is question number 9. We'll use the Pythagoras theorem to form an equation and factorize and solve other algebraic expressions. So let's start. The question says factorize completely. The first part says 4x cubed minus 10xy. That means the common factors need to be taken out of this equation. The first one is 2 and the variable can be x. So inside the brackets you're left with 2x square minus 5y, and this is your answer, so you write it over here. 2x times 2x square minus 5y. The next part says 9a square minus b square. That means you have to factorize this as well. This equation can be converted to 3 square a square minus b square, which eventually turns to 3a minus b times 3a plus b. You write it over here. This becomes 3a minus b times 3a plus b. The next part says solve 7 over 3 minus 2m equal to 4. In order to find the value of m, you cross multiply. So you multiply 3 minus 2m with 4. This becomes 7 equal to 4 times 3 is 12 minus 8m. M needs to be the subject. So I take negative 8m to the other side. This becomes 8m equal to 12 minus 7, as I brought 7 to the right side. So this becomes 8m equal to 5. M would be equal to 5 over 8. Or in other words, if you use the decimal value, 5 over 8 becomes 0.625. So you write your answer over here, m equal to 0.625. Okay. In the next part they've given us a triangle. It says a right angled triangle has a base that is 7 centimeter longer than its height h. The hypotenuse of the triangle is 23 centimeters. The first part says show that h satisfies the equation h square plus 7h minus 240 equal to 0. That means the length over here is going to be h plus 7. Okay, how do we satisfy this equation? We use the Pythagoras theorem. So h plus 7 whole squared plus h square is equal to 23 squared. Let's open the equation up. H plus 7 whole square becomes h square plus 14 plus 49 plus 8 square, and 23 square becomes 529. The next thing is you bring the h squares together. This becomes 2h square plus 14h plus 49, and you bring the 529 to the left side. This becomes negative 529 equal to 0. Okay, let's solve this further. This becomes 2h square plus 14h, and then when you solve for 49 minus 529, the sign becomes negative, and this becomes 480 equal to 0. The next thing is, since there is a common fact that can be substituted out of the equation, so you take 2 out of this equation and you're left with h square plus 7h minus 240, as I divide the entire equation by 2 equal to 0. 2 goes to the other side, gets multiplied or divided by 0, which becomes 0 as well. So your final answer is h square plus 7h minus 240 equal to 0, which is the same as this equation right here. The next part says write down an expression in terms of h for the area of the triangle. So in order to find the area of the triangle, you would need to multiply half by the base. Base was h plus 7, that's the length, by the height. This becomes h square plus 7h over 2, which is the area. So you write it over here, h square plus 7h over 2. The next part says hence state the exact area of the triangle. So in the previous part we had this equation right here, which was h square plus 7h minus 240 equal to 0. So we can write our equation over here, h square plus 7h minus 240 equal to 0. And then from this part we got h square plus 7h divided by 2. So we write it over here, h square plus 7h divided by 2. So the next part that you can do is, since h square plus 7h is similar to this equation right here, so you write it like this, h square plus 7h equal to 240. And since in this equation this thing h square plus 7h was getting divided by 2, so you divide this by 2 and you divide this side by 2 as well. So the estimate of the area, or the exact area, which is going to be 240 divided by 2, this gives you 120 centimeters squared. So you write it over here. I hope this part made sense. It was a tricky one. The next part says solve h square plus 7h minus 240 equals 0. So you use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is simple. You get negative b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac over 2a. The value of A is 1, the value of B is 7, and the value of C is negative 240. So let's do it over here. Negative 7 plus minus under root B square, which is negative 240 squared. Sorry, no, not negative 240 squared, my bad. It is going to be negative, so not even negative, positive 7 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 240 over 2 times 1. So the values of H can be a plus and a negative value. So you have negative 7 plus minus over 2, and inside the under root, let's do this. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 minus 4 times negative 240. This gives us 1009. So let's plug this into the calculator. The values of H come out to be negative 7 plus under root 1009 divided by 2. This gives us, the first value is 12.4. The second value, let's find that, negative 7 minus the under root of 1009 divided by 2. This gives us negative 19.4. So we write the values over here, negative 19.4 and 12.4. The last part says calculate the perimeter of the triangle. So the perimeter was the sum of all sides. One of the sides was 23, one of the sides was H, and the third side was H plus 7. So we have the two values of H over here, negative 19.4 and 12.4. Of course, you won't use the negative value because the length can't be negative. So you write the perimeter is equal to 23 plus 12.4 plus 12.4 plus 7. So let's plug this into the calculator. You have 12.4 times 2 plus 7 plus 23. This gives us 54.8. So you write your answer over here, 54.8. And I believe you're done with the question.
I hope this question made sense. The complete working of the entire question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.